This lawnmower won't start. I don't like a brand new, well, it ain't brand new, it's 1 year old. Don't like a lawnmower that won't start. Beginning of the season, I know exactly what the problem is. Gasoline was left in it. So I'm sure that carburetor is going to have to be cleaned. Well, let's see what we can do. How y'all doing? It's Pawpaw again. I made it back. Well, I'll tell you what, you go a few days out making a video, people start worried about you. You think I was old or something. Shit. Anyway, but folks, I've just been busy from one-arm paper hanger in a windstorm, that's all. And I have been filming stuff, but I haven't got the video put together. Like I put some tomato plants right here by the front door. And wanted to do like a time lapse of them over a week, showing, you know, how they grow. And because I told my wife, I said, well, they'll be about that tall in about a week. Well, you walk out here and you look at them every day, you don't notice it. Or you look at it 2 or 3 times a day, you don't notice it. But if you see it, you know, in a video, all of a sudden you just see them, you know, they're getting bigger. So that's one thing I got going. Planted some sun chokes. Did a sign for a boy. I've got one video. It's pretty much just a hodgepodge, so it's not really all that stuff to look at. Had one old feller, he left a comment on one of my videos. He said, "Dadgum, it's 6.5 minutes in the video before he told me what I wanted to hear." And it's something about fixing one of my riding lawnmowers. Well, I'm sorry, folks. No, I'm not. But my video's a different style than everybody else's. I just talk to you like you're sitting right here with me. And, you know, sometimes I do a quickie and I just say, here, boom, here's how you do something. But I wanted to explain why I've been gone for 10 days. Not been sick or nothing, just been very, very busy. But I do appreciate everybody looking out for me. I want to say thank you to Les Anderson for sending me this nice shirt from Shady Maple. We went out there and ate. Oh my goodness, he treated me to a fine meal with Homestead Tessie and her husband. And he sent me this t-shirt, and I just want to say thank you, Les. I've got a package I've been getting together for you, and I need you to send me your address, Les. So if you would, send me your address on my email or yeah, you've got my email, pawpaw@lighttube.net. Anyway, what today's video is about is this dadgum lawnmower. Now, I bought this lawnmower. This is I never heard of this brand before, called Bolens. But basically, it's a push mower I bought at Lowe's last year, I think it was. And maybe it's 2 years ago, I'm not sure. That old boy working for me last year that kept my yard mowed for his rent. And the little boy got injured and ended up, I'm sitting careful on this stool because it's got half the wheel missing. Ended up, no, we didn't get my equipment winterized. So if you don't get it winterized, you pay for it. And I had taken this off, and this right here was just absolutely covered up in filth. I mean, covered up in filth. So I took it in the house, and I used dishwashing liquid on it real good, and washed it and washed it and washed it. And you blow through it now without a problem. It's stained, but it's clean, you know, air will flow. And I said to myself, whenever I got online to look at people that was, you know, fixing these, I says to myself, I said, self, every daggone one of them old boys is fixing these carburetors, or every one of them is fixing them. They're just showing you what it looks like after it's clean. Every one of them guys showing you on YouTube how to take care of this problem here, because it won't start. That's the problem. It won't start. Every single one of them, they say, well, this is what I did, and it's clean. It's already clean. They don't show you what to expect, and I want to show you what to expect. Be right back. I'm gonna get my tools together. Well, all right, we got our tools together, and what you're going to need, or what I'm going to need first of all, take this plastic cover off this thing, is a 9/32 socket and an 8mm socket. Now, my pet peeve is when somebody calls a bolt or a screw that they call it by the size of the wrench you use, and that is not what it is. Like somebody said, all right, now you take this, you got to take loose that 1/2-inch bolt, and they stick a 1/2-inch wrench on it. That ain't no daggum 1/2-inch bolt. More than likely it's a 5/16 or something, but it requires a 1/2-inch wrench. Anyway, I've never taken one of these apart, so we're going to learn together. Let's see. 8mm goes here and here. Okay, once I got those 3 screws out, and apparently it only had to be, let's see here. Oh. There's another screw down there I didn't see. Let me get that and pull it out. Hey, come in. See, y'all learn from old Pawpaw's mistakes. I could have just not showed you this, but this is how you learn. You know, they say a smart man learns from his mistakes, but a genius learns from the mistakes of others. Okay, so we got this off. That's got my primer bulb, and anyway, we'll set that aside for right now. Now the carburetor itself just sits right up in there, and you see that there's a breather hose. Down here is a tube going into the cylinder, and this carburetor just presses into place. All right, so we've got 2 things to disconnect. We've got the throttle cable, not cable, but the governor rod, whatever, because this thing does not have a speed setting. This is one of them. It's just all wide ass open the whole time. So I've got to pull my fuel line loose, and I got to pull that throttle or governor rod loose, and then the carburetor should come out of there. So let me see what I can do with that. We got a bleeder. I'll get something to catch you in the other day. Get this carburetor off here. Okay. Just need to remember, just turn the carburetor like that when I go back in to put it back on. Alright. So let's take it in yonder and see if we get her cleaned up. See if we can get it apart, see what we got. And that's going to require the 9/32 socket. 9/32 right here and right here. Okay. Ah, heck. Got a pretty good view out here. We've got good lighting. Let me go ahead and take this off out here. My wife's going to come out here and say, why does my patio table smell like gasoline? Shoot, honey, I ain't got a clue. Why does it? Oh, let's see if we can remember this. See where the fuel line connects? Fuel line connects right here. Yeah. And this funky looking bolt here, this plug lines up with that. Okay? So we'll remember that's the way this goes back on. I saw one guy, he couldn't hardly remember how his went, so we're going to try to remember. We'll think of it ahead of time. Let me do it back a little. All right. Now let's see what we got here. There you go, it just needs to be fried out a little bit. Gasoline going everywhere. Okay. This has a O-ring around it, right here. And that's all. Now you look in there and say, ooh, that sure is pretty and clean. What in the world's the matter with it? Well, I'm going to show you, hopefully. Right down in here is where a bunch of little valves or little ports that we're going to try to clean. Also, we got our needle valve that's underneath the float here. So the first thing I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to get this up. And all it does is just pry straight up. Just straight up like that. Making sure y'all can see this. And that just comes straight out of there. Okay? Now, let's try to remember that this little brass port goes on the same side as the orange gasket. And there's only one other piece to this. It's right here in the middle, and it's got to be pulled down, or off, or out, or whatever. Okay. All right. There are little holes in here. A little hole in the bottom there. Little holes in the back. A little port right here. It's got to make sure it's clean. And this, I don't know, that might be a little check ball right there. But we want to make sure that all these little holes are clean in here. And this little rod here just snaps in, so all we got to do is just pry it out real easy. Come right out. And this is like all the other carburetors you've ever messed with. It's got the needle valve under and all that. Okay. So here's my needle valve. And now then we just need to make sure this gets all cleaned up. We knew we were getting gas in our bowl here, but the problem was we weren't getting gas into the engine. So I'm betting that some of these ports down in here is what's dirty. So old plastic thing fell out a minute ago. This old plastic throat right here. Let's see. Yeah. Little white plastic throat will rotate, it'll spin. And you want to make sure that whenever you put it back in, it's got a hole in it and it has to line up in here for this little jewel to fit in it, okay? So I'll point that out to you again whenever we get ready to mess with it. Can you see a hole right there? But when you go to install this, you want to make sure you slide in there with that hole straight up. And that will allow this little feller, oh sorry, the one in the middle, it'll allow it to fit down in there. Okay, so. Alright, I'm just going to go clean this up a little bit and I'll be back. I'll be back. Just going to go give it a bath. Well folks, about 45 minutes has passed and I've had this carburetor soaking in this cheap dishwashing liquid I bought at Dollar Tree. It's one of them big bottles. It said ultra concentrated dish liquid. Yeah, right. But anyway, it's got a lot of water in it. But I've been having it sit and soak now for about 45 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it out of here. I'm going to rinse it in warm water, and then I'm going to take my air hose and try to gently blow out any water, and then I'll be able to determine if there's any trash in any of the ports. So let me get that done. Oh, speaking of blowing gently with air, I'm not going to say I found this in a dumpster behind one of my favorite stores, but somebody threw this away. I'm like, why? It was missing an O-ring, or an O-ring had gone bad. Shoot, I just took it apart, put a new O-ring in it, now I got me a blowgun. I like doing it cheap. Alright, well let me go rinse this off and carry on. Alright, let's see here. See if we can get this little feller back together. I got her clean. And I made sure all the ports was clean. So let's see what we can do. Alright. This just pushes straight on. And everybody I've seen has had to give it a little bit of a to get on there. And I don't want to put any oil or anything like that on it. I don't want to use pliers. It's close. There it goes. Whew. It's important. That's got to go all the way down now. All right. Now, remember, that hole has to line up. That middle hole down in there is where this is going to drop into, and this piece right here what goes in that hole right there. Okay. Remember, we said that little port right there goes towards the orange. This O-ring then goes in the taller section down there, and this just presses into place. Who ever heard of a plastic carburetor? Pretty simple though. Of course, this is not a carburetor where you adjust the throttle. This is just wide ass open. I'm trying to hold this cardboard box and make sure I got this in the camera. And okay. So your needle valve is hanging in there on them little hooks. We want to position this right in there. Okay. Everything's in place. Now I just need to snap that pin in place. There it is. Okay. And the way it works now is whenever your bowl fills up with gas, your float comes up and stops the flow of gas into the bowl. That's the way it works. And it's working smoothly, feels good. And let's see, how did I say we need to remember how this went? I believe the gas line here lined up that way. Yeah. Also, you see this coming out like that. You see that right there? Yeah. Okay. Well, it's in place. There we go. I'm sure if I just put the bolts to it, it would tighten it all up. Alright, let me reset the camera and see if we can put this thing back in the lawnmower. Okay. So, there's the tube. That's going into the into the cylinder, and that's looks like a breather or something. Oh yeah, it's going to go. It's going to go on this. All right. So let me reverse what I did before. What I did before, I guess, is did this first. Okay. I have to think out loud, folks. So you got your little rod right there. And we'll stick it in there and rotate it, and that is connected. That's all there is to that. And let me get this gas going everywhere now. There we go. I mean, who in the hell would want to drain their gas tank before they do this stuff, huh? Hey. Drain a gas tank? Oh, hell. Where's the challenge in that? I'll tell you what this cheap lawnmower needs, though, no kidding aside. There needs to be a fuel filter in here. There is nothing to keep trash out of you daggum lawnmower. Okay. All I'm trying to do is get back on that tube. There. There it goes. Yeah, no gap in there. I was feeling back here with my fingers if there's any gap. We got her now. Okay. So this has got to go line up on that. Wait a minute. I didn't screw my carburetor back together. What are y'all doing? Let me do that. Oh, I got to put these screws back in this carburetor. We're going to have a hair in the butter. Ooh, Lord. Cannot believe y'all do that to me. See, I could have. Now, what I could have done is I could have backed up, start all over, and y'all wouldn't have known no different. What the hell? You don't learn nothing that way. I'm trying to learn you something, boy. Let me learn you something. Alrighty then. Well, shit. Stuff like that, why I always seem to have parts left over when I'm fixing something. Alright, let's get that back in there again. No gap. All right, let's try this again. I love these hemostats. I use them all the time. Okay. I never tighten my screws until I've got them all in place. Especially if I'm dealing with like a piece of metal. Damn, I just lied to you. But this piece bolts the carburetor. It don't bolt the other parts, so it's okay. Son of a bitch. Alright, let's try this again. Son of a bitch! Okay, before we go any further, remember all the tools you really got to have to do this job was a 8mm and a 9/32 socket, a pair of pliers to take the clamp loose on the fuel line. If you're smart enough to drain your gas first or drain it off into something, then you wouldn't need them hemostats so much. And a pocket knife to sort of help pry pieces apart. And that's about it. So there's not much in the way of tools. Now, I'm gonna let y'all see this in real time because we have cleaned that carburetor, and we're gonna see if it works. I mean, y'all get to see the whole thing. Will it work or will it not? Did Pawpaw do good or not? Don't know. We're about to find out. Okay. Says you're supposed to push that primer 3 times. So I'm gonna get this on the ground. Yeah, I can feel it's drawing fuel, I think. Ta-da! I'm glad that worked. Oh, my grass has gotten up around here. I've got 4 weed eaters in here trying to get fixed. Whoever's carburetor parts come in first, the one I guess I'll use. But I was sure needing that push mower. Let me go turn that thing on. For those of y'all who's wondering, yes, I had already checked the oil in it because whenever I tried to start it earlier, before I cleaned the carburetor, I had made sure there was oil in it. Anyhow, let me try it one more time, make sure it wasn't a fluke. I'm so excited because it started on the first pull. Let's do it again. I was just showing off. Y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye, everybody.